The world of crypto can seem really complicated with lots of different things that you have to keep in mind, such as finding a safe exchange that's not going to go bankrupt and knowing exactly which crypto you should be investing in so that you can avoid any hype coins that are eventually going to lose all of their value. I've personally made a lot of mistakes when it comes to the world of cryptocurrency. It would have saved me a ton of time, money and stress had I known the tips in this video when I first started on my crypto investing journey. The first thing I wish I knew was that Bitcoin is the anchor for the whole crypto market. All other coins, which are classified as altcoins, follow Bitcoin with a 1.5 to 2x multiple. Essentially, that just means if Bitcoin goes up 10%, all other cryptos will go up roughly anywhere from 15 to 20%. This can vary from time to time, but it's a good general rule of thumb that is pretty consistent. Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency. Its market cap or total value at the moment is almost $600 billion. To put that into perspective, the second largest crypto is Ethereum, which has a market cap of 196 billion. So Bitcoin is almost 3 times larger than Ethereum. Knowing that Bitcoin was the overall anchor helped me understand that essentially Bitcoin was going to be the most stable investment. Stable is a relative term since Bitcoin during a bear run can lose over 80% of its value. Now, Bitcoin is definitely the most stable, but people can be quite interested in the altcoins because when there is a bear run and the whole crypto market is doing well, if Bitcoin's value is going up consistently, then all the other altcoins are going to have much larger jumps in their value. So people can tend to deviate away from just investing into Bitcoin due to the higher returns that you can get with an altcoin. But it helps knowing that you just essentially have to keep an eye on what the price movements of Bitcoin are, and that'll give you a good indication of how the whole crypto market is going in general. You can quickly jump on CoinMarketCap to see what the overall crypto market is doing. The second thing is that I wish I listened to the advice of only storing your crypto on a hardware wallet, and my gut feeling was by far that it was going to be the best option, and it's the advice that everyone will give you when you first start out. But personally, I put the majority of my money into Celsius because I was lured in by the high interest returns that the platform offered. So ultimately this has backfired, since most of you would know that Celsius has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, so we might be able to get some of our crypto back. We're not sure how much or when it's really going to happen. It's been months and months since they first filed for bankruptcy, so learn from my mistake and definitely only stick with a hardware wallet option. It might look good to get high interest staking returns, but you need those to last for months or years at a time. And if a platform is giving out really high interest returns, say 10% plus on a stable coin, and letting you get out crypto backed loans, some of it can be too good to be true, and it is hard to sustain that for several years at a time, and especially with a bear market as well, when there's not so much liquid cash present in the crypto market. It's always easier to pay out staking rewards when the whole market is doing well and the value of everything is going up. So I've personally got $4,000 locked up on Celsius, and I could only imagine what someone would feel like that has tens of thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars stuck on the platform. So in terms of choosing a crypto wallet, there's a few different options available, but the main two companies are Trezor and Ledger. They're like the Nike and Adidas of the cryptocurrency space. So I personally have a Trezor Model T, and it's a physical device that has a touch screen on it. It's pretty easy to use. It's got a USB connection that you can use to plug the device into your computer, and it's definitely the most expensive wallet at the moment. It's gone up a lot in price. When I first bought it, it was 250 New Zealand dollars, and now it's 470 New Zealand dollars. So about 250 USD at the moment to get your hands on the wallet. You can get some cheaper options like a Ledger Nano S or Trezor Model 1, and they're both really good, especially if you just want to invest into the more core cryptos like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, and Cardano, all of the major ones that you would be familiar with. If you want to have a bit more variety, then you can go with something like a Trezor Model T. It supports over 1,000 coins, and it's also compatible with the software wallet Exodus. So you can get a software wallet, which is normally a browser extension or a downloadable program that you can put either on your phone or on your computer as well. So Exodus is a great free option. Number 3 is the Bitcoin halving. This is when the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half. And essentially whenever this happens, the supply of Bitcoin reduces while there's still a high demand for the investment, and this in turn makes Bitcoin much more valuable. Essentially after each halving, there's a massive spike in the whole crypto market, and Bitcoin sees a huge jump in its price. You can see how minimal the rewards are in 2009 versus 2020. They have dropped considerably in that time. So the first halving event took place on the 28th of November, and initially at this time Bitcoin was $12, and after 1 year it went up to $964. And in just under a year and a half, Bitcoin went up over 2,800%, from $657 in July of 2016 to $19,650 in December of 2017. The most recent halving event happened in May of 2020, where Bitcoin was worth about $9,600 and then in March of 2021 it went up to just under $60,000. So with every halving event, there's always been a huge spike in how much value Bitcoin has, and it's a really interesting time for investors because a lot of people prepare for these halving events and will specifically put in a lot of money beforehand so they can ride the wave and hopefully cash out at the top. So you might be wondering, when is the next Bitcoin halving event? It's due to happen in April of 2024, so it's coming up quite soon. Something else to consider is during the Bitcoin halving, there's also Bitcoin mining companies that can have a much larger spike in their price. They're publicly traded companies that you can buy on a brokerage platform, so essentially they're traded on the stock market, and they can have a far bigger pump than Bitcoin during these halving events. So Marathon Digital Holdings went up over 8,000% in May of 2020 in comparison to Bitcoin's 541%. And in the same amount of time, Riot Platforms went up over 3,700%. Of course, past performance doesn't always indicate future performance, but it's something interesting to take a look at. And if you are wanting to buy into Bitcoin in preparation for the halving event, always make sure to do your own research and don't just listen to one person. Always make sure to make your own decisions and collect your own resources, and don't just listen to what other people have to say. Number 4 is that bear markets are extremely normal and that often Bitcoin can fall by over 80%. So after the huge pump following a halving cycle with Bitcoin, there's always a massive drop in its price. Often it'll go down over 80%. So when it comes to crypto, having a permanent long-term hold strategy isn't always the best idea. Taking profits along the way can be a bit more beneficial, and not leaving in your entire investment no matter what can be a bit of a risky strategy. In comparison to the stock market, which I first started investing in and then I got into crypto, I thought that I should always hold on to my investment no matter what in the crypto market, provided it was something stable like Bitcoin or Ethereum. But when it comes to the stock market, on average the drop in price during a recession or a crash is 30%, not 80%. So you have a lot more stability when it comes to the stock market, and this is because the market cap of the stock market versus the cryptocurrency market is so different. For crypto, the whole market is valued at $1.14 trillion at the time of recording, whereas the whole S&P 500, which is not even the entire stock market as a whole, but it's essentially an accurate representation of the market. It's what, when people refer to the market crashed or there's a market correction, they're typically referring to a large index like the S&P 500. So that's total value locked is over 35 trillion. So essentially 35 times larger than the crypto market. So for crypto, a lot less money is needed to drive the price up or down. And that's why it has much more volatile price changes than a regular stock market index. Number 5 is don't follow hype coins and just buy things because everybody else is. There's always going to be a new and interesting investment where people are making really big returns in just a few days. Personally, I've invested into a few of these myself. The first crypto-based one was Dogecoin. It had gone up over 7,600% in just a few months, and of course I got pretty enticed by those big returns and I put $1,000 into it. Thankfully, I was able to make $1,000 profit as well, so I essentially doubled my money. So Dogecoin, after its huge pump, after it went up over 7,000%, it saw over an 80% drop in its value, because all of these hype coins, or any hyped up investment, always pretty much will follow the same trend. It will have a huge jump in its share price. A lot of people who get in early will make money from it, but the majority of investors will get in late and buy somewhere closer to the top. And ultimately, you can't have such a big pump in share price continue forever. So at some point, the price of that investment is going to come crashing down. And if you buy at the top, you're going to be the one left holding the bag, and you'll end up losing pretty much all the money that you put in. So once you get the basics of cryptocurrency, one of the most important things is finding a safe exchange to buy that crypto from. There's so many different options, from Coinbase to Binance, Crypto.com, and knowing which one is the best for you can be quite challenging. The most important thing is to figure out which one is going to be the safest long term and provide you the lowest fees. If you want to see my complete guide on how to pick the right cryptocurrency exchange, then check out this video on screen, which will show you exactly how to do that.